Here we're about to be going into the patch notes for you guys, and going to be breaking it down from top to bottom and tell you guys what I think about it. And I would love to see you guys' opinion down below in the comments. Let's get into it. Patch notes, guys. This leaves a bad taste in most people's mouths, and no one seems to like it. And the reason why is because there's a lot of nerfs. And for the main part is survivability, so the defensive effects on most gears have been nerfed, and that has very much taken a big toll on a lot of people's builds, especially hardcore players. You guys are going to be seeing to be getting one shot left and right. But with the offensive stat nerfs, this is kind of very significant too as well. There's a very bad nerf, I would say, for the vulnerable damage. You lose about 60% damage in total overall if you were using a vulnerable damage build with the numbers I ran. But in my opinion, I honestly don't think this is a bad thing to do. I think this is actually very good. I think this gives you, as a sorcerer or rogue players, gives you more viability to use other items instead of being forced as a rogue to be used crossbow for the vulnerable damage. Now you can use the bow because you're not actually forced to use vulnerable damage because it is so strong. And for sorcerers, before they were mainly using daggers because you would eventually sometimes get the vulnerable damage, etc. Now you get the lucky hit off the wand. And that being said, I don't think it was smart to initiate the patch like this into the Eternal Realm. I think they should have left this type of patch as in like the nerfs for vulnerable damage and defensive traits for the Seasonal Realm. And the only reason why being is because we don't have the malignant hearts. So the malignant hearts are a very big thing for this patch. And a lot of people don't realize that Blizzard's like, oh, we're gonna initiate these patch notes because everyone's gonna want to log in, and then you're gonna get your renown and yada. But literally, you log in and you go to try and level your level 89 sorcerer, and you're literally getting one shot everywhere because all these nerfs. It's absolutely absurd, and in my opinion, they should have not put this in the Eternal Realm and left it at the Seasonal Realm. If you guys think different, please comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and I will be taking the time here to ask you guys if you guys could subscribe to the channel. 92% of you guys are currently not subscribed to the channel. There's a big nerf with experience. So experience nerfs are actually very massive. So before, you were able to get 3 levels above you to get 25% increased experience. That's not the case anymore. Now they have a cap at 10 levels increased above you that you can get up to 10%. So that is a massive significant decrease and a massive increase in level difference to actually gain those experience buffs. So I would say let's just stick to the current level you're in. So if you're level 56, kill level 56 monsters because that's where you're going to be the most safe, the most viable, and the most fastest to get experience. And for boosting, this is very bad as well, because the people that used to be able to be level 1 would be able to go to the capstones and get ran through and be in torment tier. That's not the case anymore. Now they cap the torment tiers and tier 3 nightmare at level 40 and 60 capstones, which is reasonable, right? That's how it was supposed to be intended, but obviously Blizzard's seeing people have fun and they're like, no, let's fix that, you know? There's also a nerf for the Hammer of the Ancients Barbs, and in my opinion it got nerfed around 50 to 60%, but it's still going to be one of the best bar builds, obviously, because everything else got nerfed, and it's just going to follow suit, and Barb's still going to be very viable. And also they fixed the rend builds that you had going on with the barbarian, and that is because they said there was an unintended damage output for that. And that's pretty absurd, but that's what also Blizzard always says when they see something that's broken. They also nerfed healing. So with the masochistic spirit boon, it is now lucky hit effect instead of a proc chance. So this is going to be giving massive decrease in healing for most builds. And the exact same thing goes with rogue for siphoning strikes. It's it's absolutely absurd. You literally lose about 60 to 70% more damage, more healing on those builds. But Necros, on the other hand, they got a Bone Spear buff, right? Which was pretty minor, but they were already really strong before. And they got a pretty major buff when it comes to Blood Lance as well, and some other minor tweaks. Rogues, on the other hand, they're going to be getting a very strong start on this patch, in my opinion, because they really didn't get nerfed much at all, besides the Siphoning Strikes, which, like I said, it took around 60 to 80% of the healing from your builds that were revolving around Siphoning Strikes for survivability. So Rogues, make sure you keep an eye out for that. So with Sources, you guys got a massive debuff, and that's because your aspect of control, it doesn't stack at all, so you can't really get much crowd control damage there. And you know, all the offensive stats effects have been massively nerfed as well, so this kind of follows suit. And so kind of Source got kind of shot down to the abyss. And here's another one following too that makes Sorcerer even worse. They lowered the cooldown reduction on items by about 30%. So that's absolutely insane. And for Sorcerers, you guys all know you are reliant on that cooldown reduction. And as I said before, the damage reduction stats have been decreased a ton, and everyone will feel this and will notice these changes a lot. As in, you will be going into what you normally would in packs, and you'll be receiving around 60 to 30% increased damage. So you guys will be essentially getting 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, depending on where you are. So like I said, for you guys, like you hardcore players, make sure you guys watch out. And that's pretty much what I would say that I have down for the patch notes for you guys to generalize it and base it off of like a very big summary. They fixed literally pages of bugs I was not going to go over for you guys because it's absurd to just go over every bug. If you guys are very interested in the bug fixes, I can post the patch links down beneath. And with that being said, I appreciate all you guys, and have a good one. Good vibe, tribe. As always, peace.